Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of Get Killing Me Smalls. Of course, I'm here with my boy Smalls.
What's good, people? How y'all doing today?
All right, all right. How was your weekend, bro?
I had a pretty good week. I ain't gonna lie, it was a pretty decent week. I had a nice little event that I went to because I'm a photographer. I went down to Columbia, South Carolina. Went to a place called Cocky Roosters. Dope spot, really great chicken. Y'all should definitely go check it out if you are in Columbia. But I did some pictures for them. It was a really great crew, good owners. So I really love that experience. I haven't really been down in South Carolina in a minute, so that was dope. That was really dope. And it's been a good week. Make some money. You're having that with the family. It's been a good week. How about you?
I had a good weekend. Recovering today. I went out last night. Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big
Whoa,
mistake.
whoa, whoa. You went out last week too, and you said it was a big mistake. So you trying to say you went out again? It was another big mistake.
Because this time was worse than the last time. I went out this time
Worse than the last time. I love that.
and I actually had full shots and I threw up in the club all over the floor.
You can't be throwing up in the club at this ground. What? Wait, wait, wait. What were you drinking again?
Tijuana.
Oh, you said that quick.
Yeah,
That
that
means you ain't gonna
I
do it
did.
again. You said that quick. Tiamana.
That's exactly what it was. We was at the club. We had a little section. We went to, I think it was Compound. So shout out to
Oh,
Compound
you
in
got a little
Charlotte.
section.
Yeah, so we went there, and I don't know what happened. I was chilling, hit my blunt. Next thing I know, sat down, put my head down, and I was out for the count. Tapped on one of my friends to let them know, hey, I'm finna throw up. It didn't happen that way because I couldn't get the words out. So next thing I know, I'm on the other side.
Damn. So I mean, was everybody else feeling like you too, or was it just you?
And it's just me. Like I don't know. Like I get fucked up when I go out. Like
You can't get the only one
I
though.
don't understand. Like I don't think nobody be drinking like I'm drinking. I know my sister, she don't take shots no more. So the shot, like if she'll have a shot glass, she'll pour it in her cup and she'll
You
drink it.
just might want to take her advice and not be taking no shots. No,
Yeah,
it might be if you already come on. They throw up in the club,
yeah.
release dancing.
I mean, yeah, that's what made me sit down. I started getting a little dizzy, threw up in the club a little bit. I felt a little bad because they had to clean that mess up, but it is what it is.
You said Club Compound.
Yeah, Compound in
Shout out
Charlotte.
Compound. Shout out the janitors at Compound. Shout out to all the people working there, cleaning crew. We appreciate you out there in these streets. We really do. We appreciate you. So,
Because with a motherfucker
um,
like me, you gonna need to clean that floor all the
not
time.
everybody, not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear janitor uniform. So I appreciate that. So yeah, yeah, yes. You out here getting turned up this week. And then what else did you do?
That's about it. I mean,
You said you went somewhere else this
oh
week.
yeah, we went to the
You really don't like Glorilla. How you forgot the whole concert?
Yo, shout out to Glorilla for coming to Charlotte this past Thursday. Let me give her a nice little shout out. Shout out to Glorilla. You can shout out to Moneybag Yo. He was out there. The concert was okay. I'm not a huge Glorilla fan, but she did sing a couple of my songs. So shout out to everybody that went out to the club. I mean, went out to Bojangles Coliseum and supported her. She is an upcoming artist. I'm not gonna hate on her at all.
Upcoming, that she already came. She here.
You're right. She is here. I just, I'm just not a fan of hers that bad, but I'll sit there and bump my head to it, you know what I'm saying? I
Nah,
got the whole concert on
no, no, no,
mine.
no, no. You getting it wrong. Glow might be my favorite female rapper out right now.
And it would be
Truly.
respected. I mean, because she's from Memphis, and she got that accent, and I love the accent. You know what I'm saying? I love her whole energy, her whole vibe, her whole just characteristic of herself. I'm just not a fan
She's the
like
only.
that.
How do you normally don't like the ratchetness, that ghetto fab? I'm honestly not a big fan of that, especially for our community nowadays. But something about Glow, something about Cardi B, something about them. I
Yeah.
like now. I hate. I ain't gonna say I hate because I hate the word hate. I'm not trying to use the word hate no more. But I'm not a fan of Sexy Red
No, not at
whatsoever.
all.
Nothing that she stands for, nothing. And some people will be like, "Why you're a fan of Sexy Red? You're not a fan of Sexy Red, but you're a fan of Glorilla." I'm like, just something about Glorilla that just different than
And I
me.
can understand that because I would never ever go to a Sexy Red concert. But I, stuck it through for a Glorilla concert. Like I said, the concert wasn't bad at all. Do I feel like they could have better promoted her? Hell yes. I feel like they also could have put her with two other different, artists. I don't know who the two people that opened up for her. I'm not really familiar with them.
That's probably her people.
Yeah, but no,
No. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
because she didn't sell out the Bojangles Coliseum. And to be honest, they should have had it at the Spectrum Center anyway, just for it being better
Isn't the
parking.
Spectrum Center larger?
Yeah,
Probably
but
they couldn't sell the Bojangles.
exactly. But I didn't know she wasn't going to sell it. I'm not sell it out. I thought she would at least sold it out, but there was a lot more room on the floor because we had floor seats than I anticipated. And there was one section where it just wasn't sold out. So that's why I said maybe they could have did a better job promoting her on this tour. Hopefully her next tour they'll do a better job at promoting it and also put her with other artists that she can grow with. When you have artists that you can grow with,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually sell your music better, sell out arenas better. I mean, you'll get to the point where you don't even need nobody to open up for you. You will just be that damn good, and you'll
I mean,
do
she's
it.
getting to that point
Yeah,
now.
she is, but
I think it's honestly hard for any artist. I think there's only probably like 4 or 5 artists out there right now that's going to be able to sell out a whole stadium or a whole arena
only
by
one person that I
itself.
know right now. I mean, well, no, I lied. Chris Brown, Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, and
Drizzy can still.
I can say Drake too. They're probably the only four artists I know right now that can sell at an arena. We know Chris Brown for sure can sell at an arena. He just sold
You
out.
know for sure Chris Brown can sell out.
We know.
I mean, yeah, but
We
you
know.
for sure you just naming. Yeah, I get
I
it.
was nice to name the other names before him. I was being very polite, but this man just sold out of Africa show for 2 nights straight.
That's true. Yo, Chris is
So
that man. He that
that's what
nigga.
I'm saying. Whoever promotes him and him just being the artist that he is, regardless, helps him sell out arenas. And I'm not saying Glorilla can never be that, but don't put her with no bullshit artists no more. I don't care if that's her friends from the cut, from the club, from the street. Moneybag Yo was a surprise. Nobody knew he was on that tour, so that was a good surprise, and that was actually good. Nobody knew he was on that tour. It didn't have him featuring it. Yeah, it didn't have him featuring on that tour or anything. So that was a good surprise. But hopefully next tour they'll do a better good job of promoting her and put her with somebody that she's actually gonna grow with. You can put her with fucking Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion. That's two artists that she should have put that they should have had on this tour. She could
Yeah,
grow with them. Can't grow with these two no names that I can't even tell you because I really don't know.
I don't think that's the whole point. I don't think Glorilla is even like I said growing no more. Gorilla's already. I think she in her mind, I'm here.
Right, 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 right,
This is
right,
probably
right.
her first. This is probably like her first like her tour.
Yeah, yeah,
So she's thinking, let me just rock out. I'll bring some 2 people I know with me. We'll have some surprise
yeah.
guests. So I ain't mad at it. But
I ain't mad at
I
her
would,
either.
that
That's
would
why I
have been
said
cool because like Glorilla's probably the only few artists that I would actually go to a concert now for. I'm not really trying to go out no concert around a bunch of people no more. But I would go to a Glow concert. I would.
before I can just retire from concerts, I have to go to another Chris Brown concert. I don't give a fuck. So whenever he's getting ready to drop his new tour dates, I will be going to that concert. I don't care. I always purchase 2 tickets because I don't go by myself. So whoever I'm dating at that time, or right now I'm single, but whoever I'm dating at that time,
Single, huh?
yeah, that's what I'm gonna say on camera. But anyways,
You let the world know. Okay, I feel you. But it
anyways,
sounded was a good week. So you went to Glorilla, you got fucked up. It's a good week. That sounds like a real good week to be honest with you. I ain't mad at you. Now we can talk about the basketball because the NBA has some pretty
we
good
got to get
games.
on basketball. There's a lot of things that took place that needs to be talked about. I think the number one thing that we need to talk about that I realized that we haven't is the Cavaliers winning streak. But however, that got
I kind of
stopped
mentioned
tonight
that.
against the Magic, and the Magic ends the Cavaliers' 16-game win streak, and that's their largest win streak in franchise history at 16.
But
So
they've had like 13 or whatever. They've had the most 10 game in the season. They've had a few 13 game or something like that. And then they started off 15-0. So I mean these motherfuckers are rolling. We got people need to start talking about these teams. I know they lost whatever, but come on, bro. I don't know, man. The Cavs look good. They look good.
yeah, they do. And I think that's why we need to talk about
Even
them.
in their losses, they still look good. Like it's like one of those teams where everybody's like you go to the Cavs, you're not they don't get blown out by nobody. I feel like a lot of the good teams will end up getting blown out, but they don't get like they lose. They lose. It's
No
like
team has blown them out this year. Anytime they have lost this year has been by 4, 5, under 10 points maybe. I'm not pretty much for sure. Um,
they looking good,
yeah,
man.
they look really good. They look really good. What is the Magic ceiling? I think they're number 6 or 7 in the
I don't think we'll be able to see until next year, to be honest with you. Because I mean, right now they're looking good. They, don't get me wrong; they're in the sixth seed. They've been playing really well, and they have been doing relatively good in terms of, especially with how the season started with losing their best two players and then bringing it back. So I'm trying to look up. But them having a six seed is pretty dope. Like I said, they all around they're a really good team. I don't think we're really going to see. I don't think they're going to do anything this year. But next year, if they're all healthy, shit. Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not sure if they're a championship team just yet. I think they're a little bit too young for that. But these times right now, going to these playoffs right now, playing these teams right now, these it's going to be a really good experience because I think, like I said, next year, the next couple of years, if they're able to keep all their guys, which again, that's going to be always a tough thing to do, is keeping your guys. But if they're able to keep their guys,
if
shit.
they're able to keep their guys, and I think they're missing a piece. They're always because I feel like the Magic and the Pistons can be really, really good teams. However, I do feel like the Magics are poorly coached because you have I cannot pronounce his name, but what's his name?
I'm trying to figure out. I can pronounce it probably. Uh, Jamahai, just
No,
Mosley, Coach Mosley.
not him. Not the coach. What's number five's number?
You talking about Bankero?
Yes, Ben Carroll. You have Ben Carroll,
Bankero, you talking about shit?
and then you also have what is the other what's
Bankero
the
was
shooting
scoring
guard's
LeBron,
name? The point guard's name?
Jalen Suggs, or Cole Anthony.
Suggs. I'm sorry. I do apologize for all Magic fans and Magic team that I'm not very. I know faces, but and their names is just sticking with me. But however, yeah. So you have Vaquero, you have Suggs, you have the one you just mentioned, Anthony, and then you have one more person from Wagner.
Yeah,
So you have these 4 young players. These players are good. There's nothing wrong with them at all. But I just think they're poorly coached.
why? How do you? I mean, look. How can you think they're probably coached? They lost their two best players, and they're in the sixth seed right now. And that's incredible. Honestly, like
Who's number 5 in the East right now? The Pistons.
I think so. Let me make sure really
So you
quick.
think the Pistons is a better team right now than the Magic? Because I don't. I think the Magic are a better team than the Pistons.
I think they're both well coached. I think both of these teams are really well coached. Yeah, actually, right now, so you got they're actually dropped down to the AC, the Magic.
Really?
So they're in the 8th seed right now. The Pistons are in the sixth
Even with the
seed.
win today?
Yeah, this is what the standings are correct right now. So the
Wow.
Pistons are. You got the Pistons at the sixth seed, Magic at 8, Hawks at 7, which I want them to squeak in this playoffs. To be honest with you, so I'm always going to be a Trey Young fan. I'm always going to shout him out. But yeah, I mean, we have the Magic. The Magic right now are in the AC. I do think they are. I'm not sure. I think like they just had a really. I mean, like I said, you losing your two best guys, it's going to be hard to even stay in the playoff range. And the fact that they're even in that, I mean, you can't. Come on, give them some slack. Give the coach some slack. See, that's the problem with these. See, that's the problem. Why we always got to blame the coach?
So
The
we're
coach
not.
can only do so
We
much.
can't blame the players. I mean, we
Who else you
can.
going to
We can.
blame?
You can blame the players, but there's no stars over there.
They got they got an all-star in Ben Carroll. You got a future. You got a pretty much, in my opinion, an all-star caliber player in Wagner. You got a two-way
Yeah.
point guard in Jalen Suggs. I'm not sure how good the Goga is going to be, but he's still a good. He looks good for how
Suggs
young he
been
is.
quiet this year, actually. I can understand that as far as players need to be, they need to step up.
I mean, yeah, he could. He should have had. He should be in that 20. He should have been in that 2025 range. He's only
Yeah,
averaging 16 right now, but
yeah.
he's a two-way, so I'm not going to really be that mad at him just because he plays so hard on the defensive end and he doesn't really turn the ball over. He doesn't really average any assists. Really, I mean, he's under 4. I'm one of those old school guys, so I really like my point guards to really be in that 6, 7 at the minimum,
So
especially
does
in the
the Magic
NBA.
need a center? You have your point guard, you got your 2-way, and you might even have your power 4. But do they need a center?
That's what I was gonna say. They're missing when you said they're probably. I don't think it's the coach. I do think they just need. I mean, it just depends. I mean, if you really want to put all your money, it depends on what their identity is going to be. Because I do think Wagner, I do think Gogo are both really good players, and I think they really bring a lot to the table. They're really good defenders. They can make a bucket. I mean, Wagner plays hard on both
He
ends.
does play hard.
I love that he's playing with his brother, so that's really dope. So I mean, I think they're good. It's just I just don't know what to say until we can see a full season of Wagner and Ben Carroll playing together. I think that's when we can really make a real judgment on them. I think just right now their season was just kind of up in the air. Like I said, I think it's really dope that they're in the A seed right now.
I think it's up there in the AC too because a couple of years ago they was maybe the 11th or 10th team. They didn't even make the playoffs. So adding Baccaro and Wagner and Suggs to this roster, even Anthony, they have changed the dynamic of the Magic or
I'm
whatever.
loving these young teams. Like I said,
Yeah,
I'm
I
really
am
ready.
too. Especially these young teams
That's
that
why you
actually
gotta give
come
the
in and
coaches some
lead.
props, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think we should write. I don't want to write off the Magic coach just because I think for the fact that they're in the Ace. I mean, look at the fucking Mavs right now, bro. A couple bad injuries, a couple different things, and all of a sudden you're in the 12th seed. But
No,
the
no, no, no,
Mavs,
no, no, no.
I get you're in the Western Conference.
The Magic to
I'm not
the
gonna.
Dallas
I'm not trying to compare. I'm just saying when you get hit, but it's not just the GM. They're two young big guys are consistently injured. Kyrie went down, so even if Luka's still there, are you talking about three all the players down? So I'm saying sometimes seasons happen like that to where this happened. Like we look what happened to the Warriors a few years ago. Whenever Clay was out, Steph was out. You know, it's just like you all of a sudden you're in the 11th seed. That's how we got James Wiseman in the first place. So I I just think whenever you're looking at these teams, you got to give the season look at the overall picture of the season. I think with the Magic, what
I'm
they're
looking at
doing,
the overall picture of the season, but
I think the coach is doing a really good job with them over there. I hope he does. They don't kick him out just because his two best players got. I'm like, what do you expect?
no, the Magic coach would be he'll be safe, but
Doc Rivers keeps getting the fucking job. If Doc Rivers can keep having a job,
exactly, I feel like anybody can keep their job in the NBA. But let's talk about the Mavericks because they are in the position of forfeiting games now because they no longer have players to play.
that shit sucks, bro.
And it do suck. I'm not even gonna lie, it do suck as far as injury prone play. I mean, not injury prone plays, but just players like dropping like flies. It do suck, but I'm still not going to disagree that the Dallas GM made some bad calls. Let's go to Philly real quick. Quinn Grimes, he came from Dallas. He's now balling over there. So had you have kept Luca, and you would still have three good players to play.
Yeah, but I don't even know if Quentin Grimes be playing if Luca and Kyrie would even be out there. It's kind of one of the things you get forced into the situation.
Right.
I think for him, hopefully he makes some money after this. So he hope he keeps playing well because he can make some money and keep himself in this league. But I mean, they can't do nothing. I mean, until we see what Kyrie AD is going to do, and who knows if AD is even going to be there next year? Because I've been hearing rumblings around talking about him even being out. You know, I've been seeing that online that he might be gone. So if he is going to do a different
Wait,
location,
gone to a different team? So again, that goes back on the GM coach. You just traded away your franchise player for a player who's out this season, and then come next season, he may not even be in a Dallas
see
uniform.
what people say. I don't know, but
That would
also
be
some people are saying
that would
there
become the
might be
worst
getting.
trade.
You know, but also KD might. I hear KD might be going to the Mavs. We said that last week where KD might be coming to the Mavs. So who knows? Um, we
KD back. I mean, KD's jumping from team to team. We can't get on KD. I can't. Not tonight with him.
Yeah, I already gave you my spiel last week, and I'm gonna
I
always
can't
give
get
you
on
my spiel.
KD.
He gotta do what he gotta do. Fuck it.
Whatever floats his boat by this time.
He has the opportunity to go get another
And you know what? Let's talk about the Suns real quick because I wrote that down on here. The Suns lost today to the Lakers.
Do we need to?
We do because the Lakers was on a 4-game losing streak up until today. Luca, was Luca out there, and they
Yeah, he
snapped their 4-game losing streak.
started doing them hoes.
Exactly. They were the number 2 seed last week. They are the number 5 seed.
And it went down. That's what I was saying when I put that. said it before. I mean, I'm gonna keep on saying it. That whole standing over there could be up. These last 25 games could mean everything. It's
To
only been
any team, to any team. Back to Phoenix because I haven't even said the point. The point is the reason why the Suns is about to blow up. I do see KD leaving because I did not know that Bradley Beal had a no trade clause. Did you know that?
100%. That was his
Okay,
whole thing when he came in.
so that's why he's not getting traded.
He can always waive it. So it just depends if they come to him and talk to him because
Right.
he has the right to waive it. But yeah, I mean that was his whole thing. He has no trick. He had one I think with I'm not sure 100% if it I think I'm probably wrong, but I thought it might have came over with when he came over with Wizards. It's one of those things where I mean he has no trade clause. I wouldn't trade Booker, so the only person that would get out is KD. So
Makes sense.
you
Makes
gotta make
sense.
some things happen.
Yeah, and when I saw that, I said that's when I believe okay, KD actually could leave this summer and go to a different team just because of
Man, you
Bradley
can
Beal no
insert
trade clause.
KD anywhere. You could just plug KD in any location. With Devin Booker, you do have to kind of work your. Devin Booker's one of those players where you either have to be about him or he kind of fades away. That's his problem with KD, and it's not a problem. Like I think he has a number one talent and the skill set, but I think his mindset sometimes just kind of just when you're around greatness, it kind of your aura might come down a little bit in terms of what you're trying to do. So I don't think he's as I wouldn't say confident, but I wouldn't say he doesn't work as hard. When KD's out there, he just defers to KD. So with KD, you can plug KD on any team, no matter where you plug him in. He's gonna go out there and get you 30. He's gonna go out there and play some good defense now because he's been playing good defense these last several years.
Yep.
So but Booker's a little bit different. I don't think Booker can you can just plug Booker into any team. It has to be the right team for Booker. So I think you got to trade KD. You got to.
And yeah,
That
and
team got
after
to go.
seeing the
Team got
whole Bradley Beal no trade clause, I believe it now. So yeah, I definitely believe KD could get traded this year. Um, speaking of seeding, let's talk about the hottest team, and I'm not talking about the Cavaliers. We talking about them Warriors. We talking about them Warriors, the hottest team in the league, and they are the hottest team in the league. They have actually climbed back in the top five rankings over the last couple of weeks. I think they sit at number 5. They have won 13 out of what 16, 17 games. Only lost 2, and only one to the Jimmy Butler era.
They look really good.
They do. I watched the New York game yesterday. They won, that game, of course. I watched that game and I love what I see. I love what I see. If I could say a couple of things about this team that really is concerning, is that when they do have a lead, they lose it. So I would love to see them go on a run and start blowing out teams. I do feel like they can do that and they have that momentum and that longevity and just pretty much the composure to do it. But I would love to see this team creep up and take and steal number 5. And the reason why we keep talking about seeding in the West is because seeding in the West is so important because if the Warriors would have lost today and Minnesota won, I think Minnesota's playing right now. I'm not sure what that game is. The last time I checked, Edward was on fire, and they're playing against Utah. So I do anticipate them winning this game. However, if the Warriors would have lost today, Minnesota's winning. Minnesota creeps in and takes number 6, and the Warriors drop to 7. So earlier you mentioned that these last 25 games are important. It's going to be way important to the Warriors more than any team because Steph Curry already iterated at the beginning of the season how he does not want to be a play-in team. He doesn't want to be a play-in team. He doesn't want to be a team that's not in the playoffs. That's just not who he wants. He's chasing ring number 5. Point blank period. With that being said, these last 25 games is way more important to the Warriors than any team in the West right now. OKC sitting pretty. Grizzlies are number 2. No, the Grizzlies number 4. Denver's number 2, and then you got the Rockets.
Rockets are actually number 2 right
Oh
now.
yeah, the Rockets are So yeah,
Third.
we
So
talk
right
about
now,
the Rockets.
I'm trying to tell you about Sangoon, boy. My boy Sangoon. Sangoon is that nigga number
Yep.
1. But let's talk about it. So the Warriors, you're right. The Warriors are doing great. I was thinking about the other day when I was watching the game because Jimmy averages 18.1 points a game. Andrew Wiggins average 18.1 points a game. It blows my mind the difference it makes adding aura. Or I keep saying I said the word twice now, but adding that energy into a game, into a team, where just having Jimmy on the court is different. Same amount of points, same amount of the stats. If you look on paper, it's the goddamn same players, but it's such a difference.
And you mentioned
It's
energy.
weird. I don't even. It's interesting to even think about because it's such a huge difference watching them play, how they play together, how other teams react to them. Because I mean, they just plug. Honestly, I mean, they probably. I did see a couple of different new plays that they've added with having Jimmy, especially Jimmy, kind of posting up
Right,
and
right.
then low post. But it's just to see them, to see how they can just play. You just plug somebody in like a Jimmy Butler in, and he doesn't have to do more. We're
And
not
that's what
asking him to be
everybody's been talking
25.
about. Him
It's
not
amazing.
scoring the way that he needs to
He
score,
don't need to.
but he doesn't need to. If
He
you
can run
watching the game,
when he needs to, but
exactly,
he don't need
he doesn't need to. What he's doing is creating shots for everybody else, and he's playing hella good defense. And like I said, I'm gonna go back to the point that you made about the energy level. I'm also watching what Wiggins is doing in Miami. To know that Wiggins is not making a huge contribution over there.
to. But he is playing decent over there. I mean, he's not. It's not like he's. That's what I'm saying. It's just like it's a different energy.
Right.
Average. Wiggins, I think he just had 20 plus the other night. I mean, he's not playing bad over there. He's doing what he's got to do. But whenever like Jimmy, people just come to Jimmy some reason. You just under like when he's on the court, he's averaging the ball. People are just watching him more than Andrew Wiggins for some reason. Even though Wiggins is a bucket, he's a certified bucket. He's been a certified bucket since he walked into this league. But it's just a different energy. I don't know what else how else to even put it besides aura, but it's just different, bruh. It's different, and I love it. And it's just one of those things where you see it when you see the difference. You're like, yeah, but he's only averaging 18.1. I think like 7, 5, 6. He's it's not anything that, but I mean, 15 and 14. They're 13-1 with him on the court, 12-1 or something like that when him playing.
13-1 with Jimmy playing their what? Yeah, 13-1 with Jimmy's playing. They're on a 7 game win streak. Congratulations to them. Nobody's talking about the Warriors on the win streak, but they're also on a 7 game win streak today. Um,
Technically, they're now probably the hottest team besides the Rockets. I think the Rockets are on a decent little win streak right now since the Cavs lost. I think the Thunder, the Thunder just lost a couple nights ago too. So yeah, I mean they're doing. It's just they're playing really well. I hope it bleeds into the playoffs. I really do.
and let's stick on that right there because I want to talk about this. Everybody's also been talking about this. The who won the trade? Everybody said thought that what the Lakers would won this trade when the trade deadline came up.
Oh,
Everybody
you mean
thought,
against everybody?
yeah, everybody
No.
thought the Lakers won the trade, and everybody thought this Warriors trade was bad. But it also came to be that the Warriors made the better trade because
For
they
sure.
look they are creep back in the top five. And you know what? If this is a new week, so I haven't checked the top rankings, but with the Lakers losing 4 straight games, I don't think they are in that top five ranking anymore. I think they might have either dropped to five and maybe the Warriors might have moved up.
Top five right now. They're number five. The Warriors are right there under them. They're 2 games behind them right now, so they could again look. If we keep on winning a couple of games, Lakers lose another game because LeBron's out. I think he comes back in a couple weeks. Still, I think if I don't remember, I think I remember seeing that somewhere. I looked at it a couple of days ago, but nah, the Warriors definitely won that trade. I don't think it's even
Yep.
up to debate anymore. I mean, they're 13-1.
It's just crazy to hear the ridicule and the negativity from a lot of commentators that this trade was bad.
That really helps show you the type of difference one player can make on the team and
Yep.
how they obviously do have a difference maker because again they were out of the playoffs.
Out of the playoffs, they was number 11. They was also, I think, the 11 in offense or defense. They was down in net rating. With the Jimmy trade, they are now number 2 in net rating, number 3 in defense. I mean, number 3 in offense or whatever, and number 2 in offense right now. So, with that being said, Jimmy Butler was the missing piece that they needed to get back on this thing. And if you even look at their energy, look how Curry's playing. Curry's playing with so much joy right now. He's playing with so much composed, and he's actually playing with that dog in him. And I love the way Draymond is playing. Draymond is playing with a lot of.
We talked about stuff last week. Draymond,
I just
I
love
love
it.
Draymond's doing a lot of good energy. I've been liking it
Yep,
too. He's been getting buckets. He's been doing the night night.
they're
He's been
doing
doing
they're doing the damn thing over there.
why he's doing the night night because he's shitting every day night night. But hey, fuck it.
Draymond has the right to do night night when he's hitting when he's hitting 7 3 pointers, making in 24 points.
He had that game winner, because his last game right now, I think yesterday he only had 9 points, but
The game before that, he had what 24.7 threes, seven or six rebounds, something like that. So yeah, he can hit that night night. When you making plays like that, and Steph Curry, and that's the whole thing. Curry does not have to go out there dropping 25, 40, 50 points a game now to win. He dropped 11 points in that game when Draymond scored 24 points. And with that being said, I just I think the Warriors can sneak in and become a solid number 4, maybe 5. And I really think they have what it takes to be contenders. So, like I said, that's all. That's gonna be my pick for the finals,
is
always
that
and
gonna be your
forever.
pick every year? Every year we talk about the basketball, it's gonna be your pick. So every audience, I need y'all to understand now. She's gonna always pick the
Always pick the
Warriors.
Warriors.
So take everything with a grain of salt. Okay, she's gonna
Until
always.
Curry's no longer on the Warriors, it would always be the Warriors. So when he retires, we'll see. I might go to Boston with Jason Tatum and become.
I mean, look, I'm always going to be a Hornets fan today. I doubt no matter who's on that team. I do follow players, but I think right now Kyrie's my favorite player. So I do hope the Dallas Mavericks figure out something. Steph's my second favorite player, so I'm happy for the Warriors. I really am. I do think because I want him to get one. I think it'd be so dope if he did get one more ring.
And if he gets it before LeBron, it would be man. He got 4. Him and LeBron got 4. So if he get that 5th ring, he will get Finals MVP. He will be better than Magic Johnson. I mean, I know a lot of people compare him now as being better than Magic Johnson right now.
I'm above Magic.
I got him above Magic too, but I just feel like that was cemented.
Magic. I think people guys got to take away that players nowadays are just different breeds. And
Right.
Steph Curry, and honestly, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even put Steph Curry in that point guard category. To me, he's a combo guard. He's more of a two guard, especially the way he plays and the way they play the game. But if you people do put him in the point guard position, so if you're gonna say a point guard, then I'm gonna say he's the greatest point guard.
Right.
I mean, his resume says it. Every record he's broken says it. I mean, he's got more. Like, what else? There's nothing else you need to even debate about it besides the fact that I just loved to watch him. I loved to watch Magic play. That's the only thing you can say.
Right.
They did make a difference. And honestly, to me, it's gonna sound controversial because I'm a pass. I love passing. I think Magic was great, one of the greatest passers of all time. But Larry Bird was probably a better player than Magic too. To be honest with you. So if look, I just think Steph's the greatest. You're right. Steph's the greatest point guard of all time, for sure.
I mean, yeah, I agree. And speaking of that, I'm glad that we are on that topic. I also got um us a little exercise. What is either your top 5 players or team? You can choose either one. I don't think. I mean, we probably got the time to do both, but I think it's interesting for the fans to know what our top players or team is. So I'll let you go ahead and start. I know Curry's in there for the
What do you mean?
players.
So when you say top players, top teams, like you mean like all time? Like
Definitely all time. I mean, if you want to do all time, you can. If you want to do this generation, you can. But I'm gonna do all time.
All right, so I don't really have a favorite team of all time. I mean, if you go to my favorite team, I'm a Hornets fan. Shout out Charlotte. Always gonna be a Charlotte Hornets fan. I'm always gonna support the Hornets. So that's my favorite team, technically. But I grew up a Kobe fan.
We know that.
To me, Kobe's the greatest player of all time. He's my GOAT. I can understand why people say LeBron's the GOAT. And if you talk to me objectively, as just a talker, as a person who just talks basketball, then I'll say LeBron is the greatest basketball, whatever. But to me, I think Kobe's the greatest basketball player of all time. Man, like I just said, Kyrie is my favorite player currently. I think he is just a smaller version of Kobe, in my opinion, the way he plays the game. I think if Kobe was 6'3", 6'2", and couldn't jump as high, I think he would have a amazing handle like Kyrie, gonna play like Kyrie, in my opinion. So I just think those two just kind of go hand in hand in my book. And then Steph Curry, love him. I love the fact that he's from Charlotte. That's one reason why I kind of fell in love with him. Uh, that's why I fell in love with his game. Is he's a Charlotte boy. I love that. And I saw him one time at Speed Street. Shout out to Speed Street. Thought that was dope. I was like, is that Steph? That was when he before he was even in. That was when he was at Davidson. I saw. I was like,
Okay, okay.
I remember that nigga. Who is that nigga?
Okay, okay, okay.
I wanted to get his autograph, but he had a bunch of niggas around. I was like, I don't need that nigga to come up. Hey, check it out.
He would have gave it to you though.
That's my top three. And then I think after that, it's just a toss up, to be honest with you. I think if you want to throw, I think I'd throw KD in there. I love T Mac when I was younger. He was one of my favorite players when I was younger. And then I love AI as well. I think they just changed the game. But to me, the three are like that. If we talk about current players, Trae Young is my favorite point guard in the league right now. I think he's the greatest point guard. I mean, the best point guard in the league. I was a huge Ben Simmons fan, not no more.
I
Lamelo
know that.
is I'm a big fan of Lamelo's game right now. And then I think Paulo is scoring LeBron. So I just think that's just a dope archetype. If you're a big 2K fan, I think that's just dope how they can just, like I said, he's just a scoring LeBron in my opinion. If LeBron said I want to be a scorer instead of a passer, I think it'd be Paulo. So I just think that's a dope. And then that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much mine. What's yours?
So my number five, I'm gonna go with Paul George. I like Paul George ever since his back in Indiana days. I really do fuck with Paul. I really hope he gets the ring before he retires.
He ain't going to.
I know he's not, but I hope. I'm gonna say number four is gonna be Carmelo Anthony.
Dope. That's good. I love
Yeah,
Melo.
I love low key love Melo.
I said LaMelo. I don't say Melo because Melo to me is Carmelo. So.
Yeah, so I fuck with Carmelo. Number three is definitely gonna be KD. I'm gonna put Stephen Curry always at number two and Kobe at number one. LeBron will never be in my top five. He will be top six, no matter who's. I don't realistically, yes, and realistically, I will always give that man his flowers. He's very very well respected. I will never ever disrespect his game. I'm just not a fan of his character.
His character.
I mean, let's go back a couple of weeks ago, him being a bitch, stepping it up to Stephen A. Smith.
You're not a fan of his character.
I'm not because I mean
Damn.
I just think he sometimes I think he clout chases
Oh shit.
just a little bit.
I did not know this about you. You think he's a clout?
I think he does a little bit too much. But I feel like just because he know he that man, he know he that alpha dog. I feel like he just does it way too much and be like, yeah, I'm that nigga, so I'm gonna stand up. We know you that nigga, LeBron. Sit down. Like you don't have to just always flag your.
Flex all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like we know you're that dude. Like you know what I'm saying? Like everybody know you're the chosen one. You have lived up.
I did not know. So how long have you felt this way? Was this
Always. It's been. I've felt like this ever since this man was in a Cavaliers uniform, wearing his headband. Everybody used to walk around saying he was better than Kobe. I'm like, he could never compare.
When I was young, I would be in all those arguments with my boys.
Yeah, he could never compare. But do I give him respect though? Yes, because he went to Miami. He got back to back. I think that was his best time in his career. He even brought the Cavaliers their first championship, beat the Warriors coming back down, 1-3. Regardless of how they do in the controversy of Draymond being in that game or not, I'm always say Draymond missing that game will always change the trajectory of that finals. But, everybody knows that because we know Draymond's impact on the Warriors team. So we will always say that's that controversy, but I will still give him give him his flowers. He bought a championship to the Cavaliers. He even came to the Lakers and bought one of them. So yes, he is always going to be top dog.
I always say LeBron could have been what he should have done. I think this would have been a super dope thing. Is if he every 2-3 years he went to a different team. He was the first player.
Yep.
Play for every team. I think he's the only player in history besides everybody else. And I guess if you want to say all the motherfuckers in the past, I'm just talking about motherfuckers that actually had skill in the NBA. I think he's the only player that if you put him on any team, he can make any team a championship team.
100%. 100%.
Any team. It don't matter who you are. You put him on your team, he would have been, especially in his younger days. So I think it would have been dope if he would have went to every team and just said, I'm gonna go to every 3 years you're gonna have LeBron. Imagine what he would have done for your city. Imagine if he was in Charlotte for 3 years and how much he would have done for Charlotte. Stuff like that.
100%. 100%.
It would have helped his legacy and all of that. Would have something like that too. Because especially if he didn't win a championship, if he just went to one like 5-6 or whatever, people would have been like, "Yo, but that was that he did one in Detroit. He brought a Detroit a championship. That would have been dope."
Yeah.
Yeah, but sorry, continue to say my
No, no,
fault.
no. That was it. He's my top six, but I would never disrespect him and put him under top 10. He's in my top six, but if I were doing a realistic number, yes, LeBron would be top two. Um, I will put it would be MJ, LeBron, no MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Dirk, and I'll put Kevin Garnett. A realistic top
I love that.
five.
It's a good pick. AG is a good pick.
Yeah, I realistically that'll be my top five, but Paul, Melo, KD, Steph, Kobe is my actual pick for top five. And then
That's a great five.
teams don't really matter. Like I said, I don't have a favorite team. It used to be the Lakers because I was a huge Kobe fan as well, and I love the Lakers, but I don't like LeBron
Those
that much.
early 2000 Lakers. I mean, you
Hmm.
couldn't. I thought that was the greatest ever period. Look, and I still do think that 2002, 2003 team could go down in history as one of the greatest basketball teams in history. I think I put them up there. I think they could beat that Chicago Bulls team personally. Whatever, fuck y'all if y'all don't. And I do think they would give. I don't know if anybody could ever guard Steph and KD, but they might do that. That 7-2 and 9, 7-3 and 9 team. I think those two best teams in history.
That's the one year I hated where they lost because that road 73-9 was just so monumental and it was just so historic.
I wish they would have
So
won
that's
it.
why I said
I wish they would have won it.
that's why I said I don't agree with no referee kicking out no player in no finals game because you change the trajectory
Yeah,
of
that'd be a good idea. To bring that suspension to the next
next season. When it comes to a final game that can actually change the dynamic and how that game is played and finished,
that's a good idea.
do
Yeah.
not suspend no player. You can fine them, double fine them, even suspend them for the first 5 games of the next season, but do not suspend them because I don't think nobody in their right mind will believe that the Cavaliers would have came back and won that year if Draymond did not get ejected and he didn't get suspended. And like I always say, if you're going to eject one, you eject both. And I think that's where my hatred came
I
in for
think what it was,
LeBron.
what he had it was his 16th technical.
That too, but look where that technical came from. You got a grown ass man putting his balls on your head. You see what I'm saying? Like a grown ass man putting his balls on your head. What you gonna do? You gonna like I don't agree with what Draymond did, but at the same time I don't agree with the refs not putting not putting LeBron out either. This is a finals game. Like if you don't put out one, if you don't put out the other, and if you ain't gonna never put out LeBron James, I would have just left them both alone. If you wasn't gonna give them both tax, leave them both alone because look what you changed the trajectory of that finals by ejecting him because they lost that game, and then he got suspended game five. Game six, and we lost game seven. So so the foul happened in game five. He got it suspended in game six. They lost in game seven.
Yeah,
You can't
and that
do
was
that. Like all because of
crazy. I was on a cruise when I watched that game. That shit was.
yeah. So I don't agree with that.
Rest of a couple. I was like, God damn, how did they lose? I was so mad.
And then you see the frustration on Steph Curry's face when he gets called for a technical foul, and that's where my hatred for I wouldn't say my hatred. That's where my more dislike of LeBron came from because just to see how
That's where it
no, that's just where it fueled over.
started. Okay,
It
so
started way it been started, but it's fueled over that run. Like I said, I respected him, but the way he played that whole series, I just
this is kind of changing the subject, but not because that's kind of where I'm feeling about Shea. I'm starting to feel a little like the way he's getting his buckets. I'm starting to feel a little bit.
everybody is saying that too. I saw that on Twitter.
It's a little weird. I
No, it's not because if we go back,
a lot.
He's
That was my
James
whole
Harden in James
yeah.
Harden's
That
prime.
was my whole thing with James. I could not stand. People were talking about him and Steph, and I was like, bro, but Steph's like the only superstar I know that I've ever seen that don't get calls.
Absolutely
And
not.
I know they get like less than like 7 free
We
throws
can
a
go back
game.
to the finals of the first time where him and LeBron met. He never got called. He's just now starting to get calls, and that's is just surprising to me because now when you got Jimmy Butler, who also gets calls in the league, now he's on the Warriors. The Warriors are starting to get foul calls now. Interesting. I love how they play that game. Anyways, yes,
Yeah, Steph Curry averages 4.1 free throw attempts a game.
ridiculous.
Four. You gotta be one of the only superstars in the league that only averages
And that's
four.
why I would always that's why I will always call a controversy against the refs when they're you go back to 2 years ago where the Warriors and the Lakers met in the playoffs. I'm gonna say it and I don't care what any Laker fan
Shea averages
LeBron
8 right
says.
now.
The Lakers only won that series because of how many free throws they shot. They had 100 plus free throws in that game. The Warriors I think had under 50 or maybe even around 50. That whole out of the 6 games that they played 6 games, 5 or 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the whole 6 game series,
Just last year, he averaged 8. That's crazy.
yeah. Shea is the James Harden in his prime because James Harden was doing that, getting foul calls, dropping 45, 50 a game.
Baiting it. I cannot stand that shit.
James
Like that
Harden
shit
all
is
over.
I get it. You're in the league, and it's like you got to manipulate the refs and all that bullshit.
But there's a rule right now not to do that. So if you're doing that or getting caught doing that, the other team automatically shoots a tech. That's called flopping.
They do have
Yeah.
it's just they. I don't understand
How he's getting away with it, I don't know.
he's just a superstar now. So I get it in a way
But
because
what has
superstars
he
get calls,
earned
but
to be called? I mean, regardless of him being in being to the All Star game, regardless of him being a superstar, what has Shea done? Because OKC hasn't been to no Western Conference final. He has not became the face of the league. Number three, he hasn't even won MVP of the year. Everybody wants to give Shea so much respect.
he's been almost MVP. It's kind of sad that Jason Tatum hasn't got an
And
MVP
that's where
because
I'm going with that. Look what Jason has done. Jason actually took his team to the finals twice. He's 1-1 in the finals. Yes, he didn't get finals MVP, but we can argue that he deserved it.
he should have got.
Exactly. Exactly. We can argue that. So
Everything was
exactly.
crazy. I mean,
So when you give Shea these calls and you give him that baby treatment and he hasn't earned it yet, he's not gonna make
that's
it.
how I'm starting to feel. It is weird to me.
Yeah.
I just don't like that type of game. And but I mean, like I said, I mean, watching his game today, or sorry, last night, that nigga, it was beautiful. I mean, like I said, sometimes I'm like, oh,
I
man,
mean, he's not a bad player. I'm not going to take that from him, of course. I'm not going to take that from him.
he's
But
not a
I
bad
think,
player.
yeah, we're old school.
He's an incredible scorer, and I love the way he scores. It's just when he started doing that bait and stuff, that's the shit that I just don't like. It starts to feel like he's just trying to get to it. Like in his head, he has, I gotta get to this amount of point. And I get it, it's part of your contract, but the purist in me wants him to be able to just go out there and just
And earn it. Exactly. I think we all want that. We want these teams to earn it. And
I mean, he's averaging 33 tonight, 33 this year. It is crazy because again, the MVP race is one of those things where it's the NBA has fucked it up so much, and who they've given it to, who actually deserves it. That who knows who's going to get it because it feels like Shea Alexander is the MVP, but when you look at uh, Jokic stats,
I think
it's
Jokic
hard.
going to get it.
Why would you not
Yeah.
give it to him?
And what Jokic does, because I get when you said Denver, who can beat Denver, and this is why I said let Jokic get the points. Because if you don't let him get it, he'll just spread the floor and give it to his first and two options.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You can't you have to just you have to either just let him be a bucket, just keep getting buckets. Because the minute that ball starts flowing around and getting to everybody,
Exactly.
everybody's getting up,
So
everybody's playing harder on defense. Everybody's playing. It's just that you
You
can't
can
allow
you
that.
can let one player get 40 something points and still win a game. Hence, John Morant just lost to the Cavs the other night and dropped 44 points. John knew the
It's good to see him.
assignment.
It's good to see him doing that because he really hasn't been scoring like that and really getting the bucket like he. I don't know. It's just been a little bit inconsistent, and I think it's because maybe he's still hurt or something. But that's what I feel like to me. He says he's not. But I don't know.
It,
Some of this
it, Yeah,
I don't know
it
what it
looks it feels good for it. I mean, it looks good that Ja's doing that too because one thing about the Memphis Grizzlies, they're just at a balance. If you look at the before and after trade, they was number 4 before the trade or number 4 after the trade, if I'm not mistaken. If they're not number 4 right now,
is. Yeah.
so
No, they're for.
so like I said, Ja hasn't really been making no noise because if I'm being completely honest, it's surprising me that we don't see Ja's name in MVP talk because he's an MVP caliber player.
He's been out. That's what I'm saying. He's been out. He's been so up and down being out of them. I don't think he's even played enough games to even qualify for
Yeah, I
MVP
don't
to
think
be
so
honest.
neither. I think he's disqualified. And I'm glad that they brought that out because years ago you have players becoming the MVP and they was missing games. It was one year where LeBron, this is where he got a little grain of my respect. He stated that Curry deserved MVP because he was, doing good, but he wasn't going to get it because of how bad his team was. And that was the year that Denver was on the rising. Jokic actually got his first.
Everybody, if you just say something good about Steph Curry, at least she's gonna be rock. She'll rock. Steph, if you say something good about Steph Curry and Chris Brown, she's gonna rock with you. She gonna give. She go, okay. Well, you might have a point.
Because you can't talk shit about the humblest player in the league that does not bother nobody. Like I can see if this was Russell Westbrook, because Russell runs this now too much, but I do fuck with Russell. But Curry, he don't talk trash, bro. He's the most humblest player. He go out there, he hoop
He
every
does
night.
talk trash in his
He
own way,
do,
but
but when he's antagonized, he don't just go out there and just start running his mouth. And then if he do talk shit, he talk shit to the crowd. But once you start talking shit to him, yeah, he in his bag. So yeah, I, I fuck with people that respect him. When you start disrespecting him, who's you? Yeah, like 'cause who's you? And that's why me and LeBron got issue because even when he blocked Curry ball that year, I'm like, bro, congratulations, you allowed a 5 foot dude not to alley hoop over your 6 foot tall ass. So you think you did? Yeah, you think you doing something by? Oh yeah, I blocked your shot. Man, sit down. If that was somebody his size, he wouldn't be doing all that. So sit down.
well, he wouldn't. He's LeBron.
I
Don't
mean,
have
he's
that.
gonna do it, but
Blocked everybody. Don't do that
he
now.
ain't blocked Kobe. Kobe blocked him.
I think he has. There
Pull
probably
up the
is.
clip.
Probably is.
I'm a Kobe fan, so it's probably clip out there. But
Anyway,
but yeah,
yeah.
I think the
I think
playoffs
playoffs are
are
going to
going
be
to
better
be
than the
the MVP
MVP
race.
race.
We're
We're
talking
talking
about
about
the
the
MVP
MVP
race.
race, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, the
the MVP
MVP
race,
race. Like I said, I think it's going to be kind of weird seeing Shea. Like I said, they're the number one team in the NBA in my opinion, besides the Cavs. So if you're going to have the number one team in the West playing really well and the best player on the, I think you kind of have to give him. I think you kind of have to give him an MVP to be
Right.
honest with you.
I mean, because that's what they did for Jokic.
I got really thinking about it because I was thinking that Taylor, you kind of have to. They haven't been doing that. The Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, like I said, Donovan Mitchell's kind of in that same boat with Jason Tatum that you're gonna always be doing really well. Your team's always gonna do really well, but you'll probably never get that MVP route, and I don't understand why. That shit needs to be talked about because I don't the he is. I mean, his averages isn't out. You're not going to blow you out the water. He's averaging almost 25, 4 and 4. But I mean, they're the best team in the
I'll
NBA.
do you. Take a plug at that
They've
theory.
been the best team in the NBA, and he can go out there and get you 50. He's the best player on the best team. Why isn't Donovan Mitchell talked about more?
I'm gonna take a
That's
plug at
like
that theory. Let's talk about it. You just said something that's got me thinking. I feel like the reason why it's not going to be talked about for Jason Tatum and Mitchell to win MVPs is because when you look at Shea and Jokic, look at the teams that they play for, and look at the teams that Mitchell and Tatum play for.
I mean,
I
you're
mean, you're
playing for
playing for
Boston.
Boston. What's the problem? You're playing for the Boston
Exactly.
Celtics.
That team has been relevant. The Cavs has been relevant. OKC has not been relevant since Harden.
OKC has probably been just as relevant as I argue they've been just as relevant as Cavaliers.
Yeah, but that's my point. They're starting to be relevant more because of Shea. They haven't been relevant before Shea got on that
They
team.
had the MVP triple double king. They had one of the greatest. They have been relevant. I argue they've been just as
That's what I'm
relevant.
saying. That's my point. They haven't been relevant recently because how many times if you go back over the years, where has OKC placed in the Western Conference Finals? I mean, they had LeBron on that team for a couple of years.
2018.
So in 2019, who was on that team?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They haven't been relevant. They were shitty then. OKC was shitty.
So that's
OKC
what I'm
actually
saying.
wasn't shitty. OKC's been more consistent in these last 7 years than the Cavs had. That's what I'm saying. The Cavs are doing something that people are just kind of sweeping under the rug and not talking about. Donovan Mitchell, they make these trades. They do really good in the draft. Make crucial trades. They have great young guards. They have really good veterans. They have a superstar talent player with them, and no one and they're the best team in the NBA.
I mean, I
And
told you why
and
they're not
y'all are
talking
talking
about that already. Like I said, no number one team.
2018 people. And ain't nobody talking about the Cavs. That shit blows my mind. I mean, I get the OKC is a great story, and that's why I'm on their boat as well because they have all these young players. They done amazing with like how the GM's been fucking operating these last 10 years, and I think that's probably the main reason why everybody is trying to jump on the OKC bandwagon a little bit more and throwing that fucking MVP to Shea and not to. And he is averaging 33,
Somebody
so
said,
I
does he
can't.
not deserve it though?
32 points per game is crazy, but the thing is, if Donovan Mitchell averages that, Donovan Mitchell could average that much. He doesn't for the betterment of his team. So again, you're making these like, same thing with Jason Tatum. They're making sacrifices for their team, and I'm not saying Shea isn't either, but they're making true sacrifices for their team to be a great team, to be a championship team, the fucking Boston Celtics. But then the Cavs ain't getting nothing to make it work without Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. Donovan Mitchell needs to set back a little bit and distribute a little bit more to
Right.
them, give them a little chance. But he could go out there and get you 32 every night if he really wanted to. And honestly, with probably less free throws.
That'll be like I said, that'll be interesting to see what he does in the playoffs because like I said, I do feel like that's his issue in any playoff. He just doesn't show up as much as you think, as much as I would like him to. I mean, when Mitchell.
I mean, but like what is Shea has? I think we're recency bias as well because I think he has a lot of really big games in the playoffs. But the fact that which somebody like Donovan Mitchell, we say this thing, but the nigga's been in the playoffs. I think pretty much every year he's been in the league.
Yes.
So it's like again, well, I've been consistent. Like you talking about other. There's a lot of players who haven't even been in this, haven't even sniffed the playoffs that have been in the league as long as I have, and I'm over here being in almost goddamn every year and being the crucial point and reason why I'm in the playoffs. He made Utah. What is Utah doing right now?
Utah's trash. I'm surprised they haven't gotten eliminated yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is Utah doing right now? And then you get when you get shipped to another mid market team like the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I get it. The only reason why Cleveland Cavaliers are even relevant is because of LeBron. But again, that was in 2018. And I saw something the other day. Sounded like 2018 is such a long ass time ago.
It may be, but then again, it may not be. Not in basketball terms,
And
anyway.
basketball terms is even longer. What are you
Like,
talking about? I'm 33. You by in basketball years, I'm old as shit. What are you talking about?
I'm just
I'm just saying
saying
that shit has to get talked about more. Donovan Mitchell need to get
if
talked
they
about more.
if Donovan Mitchell can take them to the Eastern Conference Final, I definitely believe they're going to talk about them this year. I do feel like they're going to go. I don't see no team that can actually take them out the East right now, especially over the first or second round. If they're going to lose, they're going to lose either in the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals. either way. So I don't see them losing anything sooner than that. Let if there's no other what what's the Minnesota game? Did they win tonight? They played Utah. I'm sure they won. Let's check that score real quick.
Let's see. Said what Timberwolves? You said Timberwolves or Wizards?
Timberwolves.
Yeah, they won one. They beat that ass.
Exactly. So
Belt
That
that.
ass.
they're still the number 7 seeded team. Warriors are still number 6. So we'll get back into seeding next week. Before we wrap this show up, did you do your research on Jello, Nikki, and his new girl Rashida?
I kind of I was going to look into it a little bit, but I kind of forgot. So I kind of was like, let me have her talk to me a little bit about it because I wanted to hear a little bit about it because all I know is that he's just doing his fuckboy shit. I ain't mad at him. He's a rapper now. That's what rappers do. We get baby mamas. We
I'm
get side
sorry,
chicks.
pause. You're saying we. What rapper are you?
I'm thinking about in like my other life,
No,
like
absolutely not.
in the
Nope.
multiverse, somewhere in a different world.
Nope.
I'm out there, you know what I'm saying, swerving on hoes, in the corner.
Okay. Room talk.
um,
This is the top story I feel like in the shade room right now. So basically, a couple of months ago, Nikki Baby, she is known for her role on Love and Hip Hop. I think it is Hollywood, not for sure. She has two kids. One is just a couple of months, and I think a
how old is
2 year
she?
old.
How old is she?
She's like I think 40 maybe. Not really sure.
Who is she?
Nikki Baby,
So a 40-year-old, she got two kids, and she's rocking with Jello.
not anymore.
She was, and that's one of Jello's babies.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Both.
He had two babies with a 40-year-old.
Yes, back to back. 2 year old and a couple of
Jello's like what 20? How old is Jello? Let me see how old Jello is.
25, 26 something.
26 years old.
Okay, so yeah, him and Nikki, he ended the
They
relationship.
met when she was like 24, 20, 23, 24.
Who?
You say you have a 2 year
Yeah, he
old?
got a 2 year old and he got a newborn baby.
Continue. Sorry.
So
Sorry.
yeah, Hello left Nikki Baby for Rashida Nicole. Nobody knows who Rashida Nicole is. I just want to put that out there. I do not know who she is. She is no
Let's
Let's
take
take a
influence.
gander at Rashida. You said Rashida Nicole?
Yeah. So basically, he left Nikki Baby. Rashida Nicole's pregnant with his third child.
Okay,
And
Jello.
everybody is on Nikki.
Talking everything. I ain't
Yeah.
mad at
What? Okay, Nikki Baby. She put it out there how he left her he left the kids and left her in postpartum. He allowed Rashida Nicole to get on the internet and pretty much disrespect her. And Jello hasn't said anything. Jello's also buying Rashida Nicole uh, a car. I think of the Benz Jeep or whatever. And Nikki Baby, basically got in the comments saying, you can do all this, but you haven't sent your kids no money. And a lot of people feel like she's bitter, and I feel like she's not bitter because at the end of the day, we all know Nikki Baby can pay for her own. The father of Jello even stated that she's a woman that can pay for her own. She can buy her own car. So
And that was the whole thing that LeVar was
yeah,
saying.
LeVar said that Nikki Baby does not need Jello. She's not with him for the money. However, Rashida Nicole accepted a gift from Jello because I guess she don't have it like that. And Nikki Baby says she wears those cars on her wrist, and she would be right. She does. She got it like that. So like I want to know what everybody thinks. I mean, I pretty much we see everybody in the comments. I want to know what you think about it. I mean, you basically say he's a fuck boy. He is a fuck boy. I mean, because at the end of the day,
He just being a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So a rapper, you looking at rapper lifestyle right now.
grow
You got a
up. We are in
number one.
2025. Grow up. He got two kids, and they're back to back, and then you about to have a third one with Rashida Nicole, and she just is
That's the only
stupid
thing. He does need to wrap it up. But I mean, fuck it, bro. I mean, I don't know. He shouldn't be having no kids out here with a bunch of bitches. But
and not taking care of them. Apparently, to what Miss
hey,
Nikki said.
just go out there and be safe. Look, I'm not gonna judge, but look, you knew what you come on, bro. She come on.
Don't judge neither, but all I'm gonna say is I just want Rashida Nicole to shut up.
She made Angela Ball. She really thought, you know what, this is going to be an incredible relationship.
You know what? You are right, but she did get. I will say that she did give him his credit and his props when they did a podcast or whatever, and said that he was way mature for his age. So I'm not
Have
gonna.
you heard the way Lil Angela Ball talks?
No, true. That nigga don't.
Come on now.
I
Look, I
like the
like
way
the way
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think it was gonna
I
last either. I ain't gonna
enjoyed
lie.
his music, but
Yeah, I ain't
like
gonna lie. I didn't think it was gonna last either. Something about Jello just didn't say settle down with Miss Nikki Davis. So
he was
I
24.
yeah, I will say that these older
They met when he
women.
was 23, 24 years old, and she was expecting
I don't
this
even
was
think
gonna
it's
be.
working out for Drea. She's dating Jalen. She has a baby with Jalen Green, the shooting guard for Jaden for the
Yeah, you
Rockets.
say it's not working out.
I think the last time I saw, they say that they broke up because somebody mistaken him for her. I'm mistaken her for his mother. I don't know how true that was, but if it is working out, I guess she got her. I guess she knows how to do it. But these older women just need to stop having kids with these younger men. I mean, you understand that the male intelligent level does not fully gravitate to life and understand and mature until they're at the age of 25 plus. So thinking that you're going to get a man out of a 23-year-old, baby, you're going to get two kids, a headache, and regrets of not meeting them, but not the regrets of your kids.
I'm right on. I'm a man. I'm sitting right here.
I don't.
Okay.
What?
I'm just saying. Look. They
we
we
mature fast.
mature fast if we're trying to find the right woman, and we know when you're finding the right woman. We all know this. Every man finds the right person. They make the right decisions, the right moment. Like they always say, black men don't cheat. There's no age on who when you become a man and what right woman you find. The problem is again, if you're in your late 30s, if I run a if I'm 39, 40, and I meet some 23, 24-year-old girl, I'm not expecting this to be the thing I'm gonna have for the rest of my life. I'm expecting it to be hanging out with a 23, 24-year-old. So it's the fact that she was sniffing around this young kid and then had babies by him. Come on.
I will say that I do
You need to
want
make the right decision.
older women
Don't
to
don't
get
put it all
smarter.
on Jello. Don't just put it all on Jello. They're both adults, both making stupid ass decisions. And now you gotta live with your dumbass decision, which is taking care of your kid by yourself.
Yeah, I will say that I wish older women will get better and know that these young men, they don't want nothing but a good time at that time. But with that being said, listen, this has been a hell of a show. Listen, we definitely need y'all to go out there and support. Follow our Instagram page, You Killing Me Smalls Podcast. We are still streaming episode 2 heating up on Spotify, so please make sure
Go
y'all go
check it
check
out.
that
Go
out.
support on Spotify. I'm about to put it on YouTube
Yes,
as well. We're gonna
sir.
start putting the videos on YouTube, so go check those out. Support us. We're gonna hey, we consistent out here. I'm proud of us, bro. This is episode 3. We out here doing it.
And if you supporting us
We
now,
out here doing
trust and
it.
believe we gonna make sure we shout you out later. You know, we don't do that supporting later when we get big. We manifesting it. This show will be big one day. Y'all stay with us, rock with us. This has been another great episode as you is.
Before we go, I do want everybody to go to the Instagram page. I want you to go click on our Google form and fill out the questions.
Fill them out, fill
Talk
them
to
out,
us.
fill them out. Let us know
Answer
what's
some
up.
questions. You can be on. When we say you're going to grow with us, we really want the community to grow with us. If anybody who's listening out there, leave comments on our page. Go to our page. I'm going to have a phone number. Call that phone number, please.
And if you disagree with what we said,
You want to get something off
let us
your
know.
chest, talk shit about our takes. If you want to talk shit about the way we doing, talk to us. We're gonna play it online. We're gonna play it for everybody, and we're gonna respond back to it for everybody right here on the pod. Because no matter what happens, you're killing it. You know what I'm saying?
And this has been another banger.
All right, we out.